We begin here, in this moment, with a question that most people avoid asking themselves: what if everything you've ever needed to know about your life, your purpose, and the universe has been quietly whispered to you, but you haven't been listening? What if the messages from God are not loud, booming miracles or grand spectacles, but subtle, profound truths that only 1% of people ever truly notice? You and I, we live in a world full of noise. From the moment we wake up, our minds are bombarded with distractions, notifications, advertisements, social media, endless chatter about things that ultimately don't matter. But beneath all of it, there's a stillness. A silence that hums with the voice of something greater. Yet most people never hear it because they don't know how to listen. The truth is, God's messages, the ones that guide, heal, and transform, are not hidden. They're everywhere. They're in the synchronicities you ignore, in the quiet nudges of your intuition, in the moments that seem too perfect to be mere coincidence. But here's the catch: these messages require you to be awake in a way that most people aren't. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. You've already been chosen. Yes, you. If you're here listening to this, it's not random. There's a reason you're drawn to this topic, to this moment. The messages of God are not reserved for saints or mystics. They're meant for anyone who is willing to wake up and pay attention. The gift is enormous, but it comes with responsibility. Are you ready to receive it? Now, before we go deeper, think about this. Have you ever felt a strange pull towards something you couldn't explain? A sudden sense of peace, or a feeling that the universe was trying to tell you something? Those moments aren't accidents. They're breadcrumbs leading you to the truth. The 1%, the ones who truly hear and understand these messages, have one thing in common: they've learned to quiet the noise and tune into the frequency of the divine. It's like tuning a radio. Most people are stuck on static, but the chosen ones know how to adjust the dial. And once you find that frequency, everything changes.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
Here's where it gets practical. To hear these messages, you have to start by creating space. God doesn't shout over the chaos of your life. You must create moments of silence, of stillness. Meditation isn't just a trendy practice, it's a portal. When you sit in silence, you're not just calming your mind, you're opening a door. But don't expect the door to swing wide open right away. The messages come in whispers, not roars. They come in feelings, not words. It might be the sudden urge to follow a certain path, or the way a book falls into your hands at the exact moment you need it. Pay attention to these moments. They are not random. And here's the paradox: the more you trust these messages, the clearer they become. The 1% know this. They've learned to trust their intuition, even when it doesn't make logical sense. They've learned to act on the small nudges, the quiet whispers. And in doing so, they've unlocked a flow, a rhythm to life that most people never experience. But here's the deeper question: why were you chosen to hear this? Why are you being called to this knowledge now? The answer is simple yet profound: because you're ready. You may not feel ready, yet the fact that you're here means you are. God doesn't make mistakes. If you've been brought to this moment, it's because you're capable of receiving and understanding these messages. As we move forward, ask yourself, am I willing to listen? Am I willing to create space for the divine to speak to me? This isn't about religion or dogma. It's about connection. It's about aligning yourself with the truth that's already within you. The first step is awareness. start paying attention to the small things, the patterns, the synchronicities, the moments that feel too perfect to ignore. These are the breadcrumbs. Follow them, and you'll start to see the path unfold. Now let's continue to explore this gift. But before we do, ask yourself what would happen if I truly listened. If I allowed myself to hear the messages that are meant for me. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live in perfect alignment, where everything falls into place for them, while others struggle endlessly? The difference isn't luck or chance, it's a vibration. Those who are part of the 1%, the chosen ones, have learned how to tune into the frequency of God. And once you do, your reality begins to shift in ways you never thought possible. Let's break this down. Everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency, including you. Your thoughts, your emotions, even your physical body, they're all energy, all vibrations. When your vibration is low, when you're stuck in fear, doubt, or negativity, you're out of sync with the divine. But when you raise your vibration through love, gratitude, and faith, you align yourself with the frequency of God. It's like tuning a radio. If you're on the wrong station, all you hear is static. But when you find the right frequency, suddenly the music is clear, beautiful, and powerful. The same is true for divine messages. When you're vibrating at a higher frequency, you can hear them more clearly. But here's the challenge: most people are stuck in the static. They're so consumed by worry, stress, and negativity that they can't hear the music. They can't feel the guidance that's always there. So how do you tune in? The first step is to become aware of your current vibration. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions. Are they rooted in fear or love? Are you focusing on lack or abundance? Your vibration is like a mirror. It reflects what you're putting out into the world. If you want to change your reality, you have to change your vibration first. One of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration is through gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's a transformative energy. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your vibration instantly. And when your vibration shifts, you open yourself up to receiving divine messages. But don't stop there. Surround yourself with high vibration activities and people. Spend time in nature, meditate, practice acts of kindness. These actions aren't just good for your soul, they're like tuning your radio to the right station. And here's the secret: the more you align with the frequency of God, the more your reality will shift. You'll start to notice synchronicities, those seemingly random events that feel too perfect to be a coincidence. You'll feel a sense of flow, as if the universe is conspiring to help you. This isn't magic, it's alignment. The 1% know this. They've learned to live in alignment with the divine frequency, and as a result, they experience life on a level that most people can't even imagine. But here's the thing: this isn't reserved for them. It's available to you too. Now that you understand how to tune into the frequency of God, let's uncover the ultimate truth about these messages. They are not just for you. They are meant to flow through you. To be chosen is not merely a privilege, it is a calling. The 1% who recognize and receive these divine messages have a responsibility to embody them and share the gift with the world. But how do you become a vessel for something so profound? How do you carry the weight of such a blessing? Let's start with this. What does it mean to embody a divine message? It means becoming the living expression of the truth you've been given. It's not enough to hear or understand God's whispers, you must act on them. You must become them. This is where faith and courage come in. It's one thing to feel the pull of the divine, but it's another to trust it enough to let it guide your actions. Think about this: what would your life look like if you fully trusted the messages you've received? What would change if you stopped second-guessing your intuition, if you stopped clinging to fear and control, and instead surrendered to the flow of divine guidance? The answer to this question is the key to unlocking your potential as a vessel. But let's be honest, embodying these messages isn't always easy. The world we live in often resists the divine. People may not understand you. You may face doubt, rejection, or even ridicule. But here's the truth: the chosen ones are not defined by the approval of others. They are defined by their unwavering commitment to the truth. They know that the gift they carry is far greater than any temporary discomfort or misunderstanding. Here's something most people don't realize: when you embody divine messages, you don't just transform your life, you create a ripple effect. Your alignment, your vibration, and your actions influence everyone around you. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who radiates peace, love, or wisdom? That energy is contagious. When you embody the divine, you become a light for others. You inspire them to tune into their own frequency and hear the messages meant for them. But how do you share these messages without forcing them? This is where humility comes in. Being a vessel doesn't mean preaching or convincing others. It means living in such a way that your very existence becomes a testimony to the divine. It means showing, not telling. When people see the peace, joy, and abundance in your life, they will naturally be drawn to the source of your light. Let's get practical. One of the most powerful ways to embody and share divine messages is through your actions. Every decision you make, every interaction you have, is an opportunity to reflect the truth you've received. Ask yourself, am I acting from fear or love? Am I aligned with the highest version of myself? When you align your actions with the divine, you become a channel for God's energy to flow through you. Another way to share the gift is through service. When you serve others, you're not just helping them, you're amplifying the divine frequency. Service doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It can be as simple as a kind word, a listening ear, or a small act of generosity. These seemingly small actions carry immense power when they come from a place of love and alignment. But here's where it gets even deeper. To truly embody and share the divine gift, you must also embrace your humanity. Being chosen doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean you won't face challenges, doubts, or moments of weakness. In fact, these moments are part of the journey. They are opportunities to grow, to deepen your connection to the divine, and to show others that it's okay to be imperfect. The 1% know this. They've learned that their struggles are not obstacles but stepping stones. Now, let's talk about the ultimate purpose of these messages. Why does God choose certain people to receive them? Why are you being called to this path? The answer lies in a profound truth: the divine works through us to heal and uplift the world. You are not just a receiver of the gift, you are a co-creator. The messages you've been given are not meant to stay within you, they are meant to ripple out and create change. But here's the most important question of all: what will you do with this gift? Will you let it sit unused, buried beneath fear and doubt? Or will you rise to the challenge and step into your role as a vessel? This is the moment of truth. This is where you decide whether to remain in the comfort of the familiar or to embrace the unknown and step into your higher calling. Let me remind you of something profound. The fact that you're here listening to this is proof that you are ready. You may not feel ready. You may have doubts, fears, or questions. But God does not make mistakes. If you've been chosen to receive these messages, it's because you are capable of carrying them. You have everything you need within you. As we come to the end of this journey, let me leave you with a final insight. The messages of God are not about achieving something external. They're about awakening to the truth of who you are. You are not separate from the divine. You are not a passive receiver of these gifts. You are a co-creator, a vessel, a light in the world. The 1% who understand this don't just live differently, they are different. They embody the truth, and in doing so, they change the world. Now, as you move forward, ask yourself, what kind of vessel will I be? Will I carry this gift with fear, or will I embrace it with love? Will I hide my light, or will I let it shine? The choice is yours. But remember this, the world needs you. Your light, your gift, your alignment, it matters. It matters more than you know. Now that you've been called, now that you understand the magnitude of this gift, the real journey begins. The path of the chosen ones is not a single revelation or a single moment of awakening. It is infinite. It is a continuous unfolding, a lifelong dance with the divine. The question isn't whether you've been chosen, you already know you have. The question is how you will live with this knowing, how you will walk this sacred path every single day. Let me ask you something. What does it mean to fully accept your role as a chosen one? What would it look like if you stopped resisting the truth of who you are and embraced it completely? This is not a small question, it's one that will echo through the rest of your life. Because to truly live as a vessel of God's messages is to surrender to a higher purpose, to let go of the smallness of your ego and step into the vastness of your soul. But let's be honest, living as a chosen one is not easy. It's not meant to be. The 1% who hear and understand these messages walk a path that is both beautiful and challenging. You will face doubts. You will face resistance from the world, from others, and even from yourself. There will be days when the weight of this calling feels too heavy to bear. But it is in those moments that you will discover your greatest strength. You see, the divine didn't choose you because you are perfect. You were chosen because you are capable. Capable of growth, capable of transformation, capable of shining your light even in the darkest moments. This is the paradox of the chosen path. The challenges are not obstacles, they are opportunities. Every doubt, every fear, every struggle is a chance to deepen your connection to the divine and to embody the truth of who you are. Let's go deeper. If you truly want to live as a vessel, you must cultivate 3 things: faith, surrender, and alignment. Faith is the foundation. It's the unshakable knowing that you are guided, that you are never alone, even when the path is unclear. Faith doesn't mean you'll never have doubts, it means you'll move forward despite them. It means trusting the divine plan, even when you can't see the whole picture. Now, let's talk about surrender. This is the hardest part for most people. Surrender means letting go of control. It means releasing your need to force outcomes and trusting that the divine knows what's best for you. But surrender isn't passive, it's active. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go of resistance. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of the universe instead of fighting against it. Ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped trying to control everything and simply allowed the divine to guide me? What would happen if you trusted that everything, yes, everything is happening for your highest good? And finally, alignment. Alignment is the key to embodying the messages you've received. It's about living in integrity with your highest self. It's about making choices that reflect the truth of who you are. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned with the divine, you become unstoppable. You become a force of light in the world. But alignment requires constant awareness. It's not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. Every moment, every choice is an opportunity to align or misalign. And the more you align, the more clearly you will hear the messages of God. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of your alignment. When you live as a vessel, you don't just transform your own life, you transform the lives of everyone around you. Your vibration, your energy, your very presence becomes a catalyst for change. People will be drawn to you, not because of what you say, but because of who you are. They will feel your light, your peace, your alignment, and they will be inspired to find their own. This is how the 1% change the world, not through force, but through presence. But here's the ultimate truth: the path of the chosen one is not about achieving something external. It's not about fame, success, or recognition. It's about awakening to the truth of who you are and living in alignment with that truth. It's about becoming a vessel for love, for light, for the divine. And when you do this, everything else falls into place. The abundance, the joy, the peace, it's all a natural byproduct of living in alignment. As we come to the end of this journey, let me leave you with one final question. What would happen if you fully embraced your role as a chosen one? Not halfway, not with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but completely. What would your life look like if you stopped doubting, stopped resisting, and fully stepped into the truth of who you are? The world needs you. It needs your light, your gifts, your alignment. You may think you're just one person, but the ripple effect of your transformation is infinite. When you embody the divine messages you've been given, you become a beacon of hope, a source of inspiration, a vessel for God's love. And that is the greatest gift you can give to the world. So now, the choice is yours. Will you stay where you are, or will you step into your higher calling? Will you ignore the whispers of the divine, or will you embrace them with open arms? Remember, you've been chosen for a reason. You have a gift that only 1% of people will ever truly understand. Don't let it go to waste. The journey begins now. The gift is already within you. Will you claim it? Will you live it? Will you share it? Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Listen. The divine is speaking to you right now, in this very moment. Do you hear it? Do you feel it? That's the voice of truth. That's the voice of love. That's the voice of God. And it's calling you to rise,